This is AJ McKee, and you're watching the Game Plan.
Hey everybody, this is Giancarlo Aulino reporting for the Game Plan and this special collaboration with sportsboom.com. I'm happy to be joined by my guest today. He's coming off a big win there at PFL Cape Town. He is a former Bellator Featherweight champion and Grand Prix winner. He is AJ the Mercenary McKee. How you doing, AJ?
Oh man, another day in paradise out here in Southern California. I cannot complain.
That's great. And AJ, you're coming off a big win there. You were turned down to 145, the division you ruled there in Bellator. What factored in this decision to go back down to featherweight, and how did you feel come fight week and just everything involved around the weight cut?
I felt great. Weight cut was easy. You get a little bit older, a little bit wiser. You do things the right way. So just followed the diet, followed the water intake, everything that I needed, just really dialed everything in. The decision, I think it was mainly coming off of a loss. And I think that people forget that I was originally a 45 pounder. So it was just kind of like, hey, let's go back, remind them who the baddest 145 pounder is again in the world. So, being one fight away from a title at 155, fighting, injured, just doing things I probably shouldn't have done. It is what it is. You live and you learn. I don't really have any regrets about it, but yeah, it's just time to get back to that discipline, and remind everyone who the baddest 145 pounder in the world is.
And was it like a situation where PFL came to you asking you if you wanted to go back down, or did you make the decision that you wanted to return to featherweight?
No, I made the decision just because, like, I knew it was going to take a few fights to get back to in the lines of fighting for a title against Usman. So, I don't know. It was just too much, I wanted to run it back with Paul Hughes. That probably wasn't going to happen, So I don't know. I was just like, screw it. Let's go back to where you're the best at. Get back to being a disciplined athlete, No more chicken parms and blueberry banana pancakes every day. So it's really just dialing in the food intake and the water intake and really getting a strict system put together.
Was it like a drastic change for you for your weight cut, or was it just like you said, just maybe cut down on a few meals that you would probably enjoy when you're going 155, or was this something where you had to actually like go on a full on like meal prep just to cut down to featherweight?
No, yeah, the meals it's full meal prep changing. Like everything has to be changed, Where at lightweight I eat whatever I want and anything. So yeah, it's really dialing in the diet, and I don't count calories, but you know what I mean? I'm very attentive to what I'm putting into my body. It's eating very clean and lean.
And that fight week too, when you're doing the weight cut and you see the weight coming off, like, did you feel that same energy level? Because it's been a few years since you fought at featherweight the last time. Like, did you notice any real difference, or was it a little bit more smoother?
Honestly, the week of, I never feel energetic. But the good thing is I'm able to eat still. I think that's where a lot of guys mess up. They stop eating and they start starving themselves. I was having fish, salmon fillets, on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, I believe I had a fillet steak, salads. Like my diet was dialed all the way in, when you eat the right things and you give your body the right nutrition, your body naturally will do what it's supposed to do. And then from there, it's water.
And this was a big event too for the PFL. First event in Africa. You were involved when they went to Saudi Arabia that time, and now being a part of this other historic event there. What was it like for you to see a major promotion go down to Africa and you being a part of that first card?
Phenomenal, man. I've been able to be a part of some really big one-off shows. Hopefully they're not just one-off. I actually don't think they're one-off because we've been in Saudi a few times now. So just being the first to be on those big cards, being the first to really do things and explore new territory is always awesome. I'm very appreciative of it. It's milestones that I can look back on and be like, man, I was on one of the first cards ever in Africa. I was on one of the first cards ever in Saudi. So to be able to be a part of those big leap stones within the mixed martial arts game it's amazing, and I can genuinely appreciate PFL picking me and allowing me to showcase my skill set on those cards.
And this was a return to form there for you because you go back down to featherweight, you take on Usman Nurmagomedov, one of Khabib's guys. He's there. He's seeing what you're doing there in action. A great win on your end. You even, when you got taken down right away in submissions attempts. So at this new weight class now, like, has PFL told you what the next fight's going to be, if it's going to be for a title or like what the plans are right now?
No, I don't really know. I think after or before the Clay Collard fight, I even tried to go back down to 45s then. Um, they offered me someone, that person said no. So, I don't know. They call me with a date and a person, and I say yeah. There's no back down in me at all. We're gonna be full force in it. So I don't know. Hopefully they bring something to the table. I love the titles. I'd love to get a PFL belt under my waist and be able to add that to the collection as well. So I don't know what's gonna happen, but hopefully something will happen soon.
And also, even moving forward, like the situation there with Paul Hughes and Usman, if they run it back, is that something you still want to try and get, like a PFL lightweight championship to go with the potential 55 or 45-pound title, or is this going to be more permanent at featherweight?
I've always said I want to be a champ, so 45 and 55-pound champ. Having have previously fought at 155, I now know how and what I need to do to put on the correct weight to get to 55s. Yeah, I don't know. I think they're more interested in the Usman versus Paul Hughes too again, but I think the fight still is always Usman versus McKee. That's the fight everybody wants to see. You know what I mean? Um, Paul Hughes, he edged out a win against me. That's great for him. Put him in the right position. But shit, I love to fight him again too, and I can promise you it wouldn't be the same fight you guys watched that first go around. Um, but at the end of the day, I'm not one to complain. I just go in there and I fight regardless what my mental or physical state is. They call me and I'm gonna go do the best that I can do with the tools I have.
And it's a great option that there is options for you now, because like in the past you ran through the 45-pound division. Pitbull was the only guy there. You beat him, and then that decision that didn't go your way there. But what does it say now about the PFL landscape? Like, you have Paul Hughes there, you have Usman, you have the 45-pound division in PFL. Like, is it more exciting now compared to the uncertainty when Bellator was acquired by PFL?
When we joined the PFL, that roster opened up, so that's why even leading up into the Clay Collard fight, I was like, ooh, 45's like new stomping ground. Let's see what we can do. Let's run it over here. But I was already kind of comfortable and becoming comfortable in the 55-pound division. I had already kind of set my mind on, hey, let's go get this title. And just trying to chase Usman down the whole time, and fell a little short, but nothing we can't get back on and back into.
Just a couple final questions here, because I know you're a big car guy, AJ, Fast and the Furious also, and I want to get your opinion on this because Vin Diesel recently made it official. He confirmed it that they're going to be bringing back Brian O'Connor to the Fast and Furious finale there. So do you think that's a good move, considering what happened in Fast 7, how they ended it, or do you think this is going to be big for a finale? You got to have that character in.
With no Paul Walker, man, it's not the same,
Yeah.
But rest in peace to the legend, man. He paved the way for so many kids and just car enthusiasts, even outside of the movies. He was genuinely a car lover. No matter the build, no matter the logo, the company, like, your build is you. It represents you, who you are. Every build's different, so it's your character goes into your cars, and you know I don't know. I love the Fast and Furiouses, but I grew up on a different Fast and Furious. Now it's not the same. I think after what 3, Fast and Furious 3. Tokyo Drift was sick. After that, though, it was just like, I don't really want to watch them no more. I just kind of veered. The first few were so great. You know what I mean? It's hard to top those. Like, I actually sat down and I watched all of them over again. And same thing, dude. Once I got to Tokyo, after Tokyo, I was like, all right, I don't want to watch anymore. You know what I mean? So it's like, I don't know. I just, it's different because my little brother grows up and he's watching Fast and Furious. His favorite ones are the ones he grew up on. My favorite ones are the ones I grew up on. You know what I mean? My favorite cars are from that era. You know, I got my Mach 3 Supra. You know, my homie's got a Charger, old school Charger. So it's like, these are my favorite cars. These are the cars that I grew up looking at and kind of appreciating the value of. So for him, you know what I mean? He's growing up. He sees my Vet. He's like, I love the Vet. You know what I mean? That's his generation of cars. So, but I think just the car enthusiast in general, you know, it's the love of the art of the cars, and every car drives different. So it's cool to just see people's builds, you know, and what they put into it. You know, you really get to kind of express yourself in your build.
I agree with you there on Fast and Furious. I also grew up on those, and once you get to the later ones, it could get a little rough. Like, I'll watch it, but I'm not gonna watch it. Go out of my way to watch it again. But the first few, I'm with you there. But before we wrap up here and let you go, AJ, how can our viewers here at the Game Plan and at sportsboom.com stay up to date with everything you're doing and follow you on social media? And also, you're a video game guy too. How can they follow your streams?
Even I kind of live a low key life, man. I don't really put out that much of what I do, but all my social media is AJ McKee 101, one and the only one. I think I'm gonna probably start. I have a YouTube channel. It's called Riding with McKee. I haven't really put anything out yet, but I think I'm gonna start doing some car stuff, showing a little bit of drag racing and just kind of different aspect of my life, different dimension. I got a lot of cars, but none of them run, so. I'm trying to get them all done. I think I should have a few done here soon, and I should be able to start throwing up some content.
That's great. Highly recommend that follow. And AJ, always appreciate you coming on and talking about your career and what's next there. And I wish you all the best. And hopefully we got a title fight for you in the PFL, man. Thanks a lot.
Blessings.